All right, hey guys, what's up? So first, I guess I want to make a service announcement. My Synagogue of Satan video got yeeted. It got taken down for hate speech. So that's my first strike, and I'm well on my way for more hate speech. But this vid, I want to talk a little bit about the Sith and the Galactic Empire from Star Wars and how they relate a lot to Esau and Edom and how that kind of plays in. So I guess for starters, I want to talk about Korriban. Korriban is like the Sith home planet, and oh well, I guess first the vid. Go look up this vid called Sith Origins: 100,000 Years of Darkness, and it's like 35 minutes, but you'll get like an idea of what I'm talking about. And if you watch like some of my other vids, it can kind of help flesh out like what Edom is and stuff. Um, but so the first thing is about the planet Korriban. That's the Sith home planet, and when you look at that video, it's a red planet. It looks a lot like Mars or Edom. It's this red desolate place. It's like this evil planet, and there's like monsters and and animals that are like dangerous and poisonous that live there, but it's like a evil planet that the Sith live on. Um, let's see, the the ancient Sith, they are a red race. They're like a red race of aliens, and they're very warlike. They're very tribalistic. Um, they live by the sword. They kind of remind me a lot of like the Dukes of Edom or the Dukes of Horites. You know, they're very tribalistic and warlike, and they have like a lot of civil wars and infighting and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Um, let's see here. That video mentions a lot, or it mentions about, I guess later on in Sith history, that Sith and humans eventually like bred, and they made like this like human Sith hybrid and stuff, and that kind of goes back to like Genesis 6 about like the sons of God going into the daughters of men and making like giants that were mighty men of old and men of renown. But it's like this mixing of races, and it's kind of interesting too because like the Sith lived there, but then there's like the Dark Jedi, and the Dark Jedi they started to like studying the dark side of the Force, and eventually they got banished. They got exiled to Korriban, and this kind of goes to like how Edom or Esau, he took him and his kids, and he went to dwell in Mount Seir, but Seir and Horites were living there first. So in this the Sith history, it was saying that the Dark Jedi went to Korriban and eventually like conquered the Sith and took over the Sith Empire. And in Genesis chapter 36, it's hot in this mask. In Genesis 36, it talks about um, it does like the family tree of Esau, and then it does the family tree of Seir the Horite. So the nation of Edom from the start had two patriarchs, and it's kind of like the start with the Sith Empire is it was the Sith race with dark Jedi's and stuff. Um, it showed that later on in the history too that because the Sith started out red, but eventually they became red, white, and blue. And of course, red is an ancient race. White is like pale or white people, right? And then the blue, like Commander Thrawn or Admiral Thrawn. I think what that is like an allegory of the Jew. Because like if you've seen like some of the like certain memes where they put Jews with like blue tinted skin, kind of like mocking them and stuff like that, kind of like racist memes and shit, but it exposes the Jew and colors them blue. I think this stuff is pretty allegorical, but and I think the fact that it's red, white, and blue, you look at a lot of like white countries. You know, we use red, white, and blue a lot in our flags and our banners and stuff. So I think there's a relationship there as well. Um, course, this one's pretty easy. The Sith, they used red lightsabers. It was red, Edom, right? And the good guys, they use blue, green, and purple. And of course, like red is like the lower spectrum color, so it's like an evil color, right? The lowest, and then you got like blue, green, and purple that are like higher in the color spectrum. So you got that going. I think choosing like the Emperor with his like lightning powers, I think that kind of goes back a little bit to the storm gods, like a Zeus and Jupiter. And I think part of that, like the rule of two, like there'd be like a Sith master with a Sith apprentice. And I think that kind of goes a little bit like how Jupiter and Mars, especially like the Roman pantheon, how they were like the top ones, right? 'Cause it's a storm god and then a war god right below him. And that, the Roman pantheon, they exalted Jupiter and Mars over the other gods and goddesses. So I think that kind of ties in pretty well with Esau and Edom, uh, having storm and war gods to get out of Edom, march out of their caves and stuff like that. Another big thing about the Sith and everything, they were like naturally wicked, naturally evil, because Korriban and like the neighboring star systems, there was like the dark side of the Force was like over there, and there's mention about how like the Sith really they had more knowledge about the dark side of the Force, and that's kind of like why, especially like white Caucasian race and maybe even Jews, how they we have a lot of witchcraft and the occult, and some of these like secret societies and everything. It was kind of it seems like the Sith they have more knowledge of the dark side than like the Dark Jedi and everything. So it's kind of interesting. I guess that's good for right now. I can't think of anything else. But yeah, y'all take it easy. I'll try to come up with some more stuff. All right. But yeah, later, guys.